Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Heart and Hustle Houston, Season 1, Episode 5. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, y'all, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. So when the episode first opens up, the ladies are still at the single ladies' night from hell. Okay, because it has turned left. Miss Shaniqua has called Roe a bitch, and baby, it's on. Baby, it's on. Roe is like, you wish you looked like me in that motherfucking Timu wig. So, baby, she is hot. Okay, do you hear me? 38 hot. But the way that Latorria dispersed, ma'am, this your people. You don't even have to bring Shaniqua around us, ma'am. These are your people. Come get your people. So they going back and forth and back. And so Ro gets up from the table because she's trying to calm down, honey. And Shanae had the nerve to call her big. She said, with your big ass. Earth to Shaniqua. In case you didn't know, and I know you've been around and about in H-Town, we like them big and fine. Yes, we like them big and fine. Okay, so please never get it twisted. And I'm just sitting here looking like, I know you ain't trying to body shame somebody. Now, if she would have turned around and spoke on you, then the people would have been in an uproar. Okay? But see, that's why you need to keep your mouth off of other people. Chloe in the confessional talking about, why did I invite Shaniqua, y'all? Hell, we don't know. That's what we want to know. Why would you invite this lady here? Listen, Chloe, because I'm really starting to warm up to you, Chloe. You don't mean no harm, child. If you like her so much, you hang out with her and stop bringing her around. Child, that's crazy. Baby, that scene was cut so quickly. They was like, honey, let's get up out of here, honey. It's starting to go left. In the next scene, we move right on to a Shaniqua-free zone. So all the ladies are there for dinner, and Latorria has gathered them all there today to have a dinner, I guess, to like spread the word and just catch up. So she's telling them as they're all sitting there for dinner that she's going to have another dinner for 20 women that are moving and shaking in Houston. I think it was called History in the Making, or Women Are Making History. It was something, child. I don't mean to get the name wrong. She ain't know the name either. So listen, Latorria, we on the same damn page. Anywho, she's having a dinner to honor 20 women that are doing great things in Houston. And she's also honoring Elena and Ro. And I thought that was very sweet to honor them. So after they get through hearing about they're going to be honored and whatnot, Chloe starts filling them in on why she brought Shaniqua in front of the women. And Latorria takes over to tell them about the aha moment that Shaniqua tried to have. Like, girl, you know me. Look at these photocopies. You know me. Chloe talking about, well, I just feel bad. I feel like maybe Shaniqua isn't who I thought she was. Ma'am, you don't know her. What you mean she ain't who you thought she was? She ain't a damn person because you don't know her. Girl, what's wrong with you? Now, once she got through telling them about what went down, because they looked unmoved, honey, Labrina was looking like, I'm glad I wasn't there. And Manira was looking like, where's the food? Manira is the candy of Heart and Hustle Houston, honey. They ain't worried about nothing but a plate. So anywho, after she told them that, Chloe was sitting there looking flabbergasted, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she did that, girl. You brought that lady there. You should have never brought that damn lady there. So after she told them all that, she told them, that she called Ro a bitch. And they were all like, she better be glad it wasn't me. Because if it was, it would be something totally different. I'm sitting over there looking at Elena like, girl, you ain't going to bust a grape. Elena talking about anybody who's ever called me a B, they weren't still sitting there. I'm like, girl, as sweet as you are, you probably ain't say nothing to them people. Anywho, Ro did say, she was like, you know what? I actually cried in the car on the way home because I didn't want people to think that I had not grown and that I'm the same person. I'm in this beautiful establishment. It's black owned with all these beautiful women and I'm just popping off. Baby, listen to me. I don't know who was judging, but it wasn't me. I'm going to tell you straight up, it was not me. People can act perfect if they want to, but you would not be allowed to sit in my face or in my damn space and call me out my damn name. Okay, that's not how this works. I feel like you handled it rather well when you got up and exited stage left. Because unless a woman would have sat there and argued all damn day long. And like you said, you didn't want to big face her. Okay, because some of them get out of control. Next thing you know, the whole damn screen black. Okay, we've seen it several times before. So really and truly, I think you handled it well. But maybe that's just me. You know, everybody want to pretend to be perfect. I would have just gotten up and taken the high road. Not me. You called me out my name, so clearly you want a problem. So Latorria tells them that she's going to go ahead and leave because it's the anniversary of her dad's passing. So her sister, and her god sister are going to a comedy show because he loved comedy. So she going to dip out and she'll see them a little bit later. I was like, oh, that's so sad. But it's good that they're honoring her dad. That was really special. In the next scene, over at Elena's house, she's there with her kids. We finally see her kids in a scene with her, and her mom comes over. Now, she was talking about how her mom was like really hard on her when she was growing up, and she wanted perfection, and nothing that she could do was ever good enough, and it kind of spilled over into her adulthood. When I tell you I can so relate, I can so relate. So she said when she was younger, she would do makeup, at like 15 and 16, she would do it for free. And so her mama saw the girls coming in and out of the house, and she was like, wait a minute, they're using your supplies. Are you charging these girls? And she was like, no, I'm not charging them. But mama felt like that she should. Now, mama, this you're on point with. Okay, I got to agree with you. I'm with you when you're right. It does not have to be an arm and a leg, but you need to charge something for your work. Hell, I was charging them for them Sam's box of Snickers and M&Ms and everything else. Y'all remember when you could go to Sam's and get that big box of Snickers? It used to be like $9.99 for 24 of them, and then you would sell them for $1. And, the people used to eat that up. But then they started saying you couldn't bring that through the school and whatnot because they was always selling them damn Gold Star chocolates or whatever that chocolate is that they sell for fundraisers, so you couldn't be competition. But, girl, if they could sell that, you dang on show should charge these girls at least $10, $15 for some makeup. So they sit down and they start talking. So she's talking to her mom about, what's been going on and what she's been doing. Then they switch gears and she told her about how, she's been journaling and how she's like starting to do some self-care. So her mom was basically saying, she didn't have that luxury. It was her doing everything all day long. And she was really putting up a front like her and her husband were this happy couple until she just couldn't do that no more. And she had to let that mask fall. Now, Elena does the exact same thing. And this just shows that we really do pick up cues from our parents, and things that we see growing up, we take those things with us because that's what Elena does. Now, she's coming out now, that she's on this show and she's being more vocal and she's letting people know. Honey, she'll tell you she live in a separate bedroom before she tell you her damn name. You're like, hey, nice to meet you. Me and Josh sleep in separate rooms. It's like, Elena, hold on, baby. Your name's Elena? Okay, nice to meet you. Okay, nice to meet you, honey. She gonna tell you they sleep in a separate room and she don't do nothing else. She asked her mom, she said, I want to know, do you think the people in our family, do you think they put on too? Like everything's perfect when it's really not? Well, I'm just gonna speak for my family, honey. And they will front till they can't front no more. When I was growing up, it was this whole thing like what happens in this house stays in this house. Don't tell nobody what's going on in here. That ain't none of their business. And then we would go out in front of the world acting like everything was okay. Meanwhile, everybody in the house is suffering. So I don't know if that's what you went through or if your entire family does that, but I know my entire family did. And they still keeping secrets to this day. So then we find out from Elena that her dad was an alcoholic and she didn't really have the example of how a man should treat a woman. So she said when Josh cheated on her, she just chalked it up to him being a man and that every woman goes through it. Ma'am, I'm speaking directly to you. That's the issue. We see this as normal. We feel like it's normal. Oh, all men cheat. That's just how they do. I remember I had an elder tell me one time, listen, they gonna do what they gonna do. You might as well keep this one because you get another one. It's gonna be another set of problems. Well, I just rather not have none of them. How about that? I would just rather not have none of them at all because that is the problem. Now, with all of these multiple partners in one relationship, it's become more acceptable. People are proud to say they sharing a man and they want to send him home to whoever he's with so they don't have to be bothered with him. It's just anyway, you did not deserve that. Contrary to popular belief, you do not have to put up with that. Okay, just so we're clear. Moving forward. So she's telling her mom that there's resentment when it comes to Josh because of everything that she has on her plate. And so her mama gonna say, well, that builds character. Let me tell y'all something. Sometimes I wonder how some of us made it with the parents that we have. I'm really wondering how we're even here. Like, what is going on? What you mean it builds character? Like she said, well, it doesn't sit right with me. I don't like that. And it shouldn't sit right with you. You shouldn't have to build character in your damn marriage. Mama, what are you talking about, honey? And you're so pretty, but what are you saying? Like, what are you saying? Now, she did say that her mama don't always respond like she wants her to. And she's telling her mom that they don't sit down enough and visit like she wants to. And mama was like, oh, no, I would if I could. Elena said, you definitely can. Okay, you make time for what you want to make time for, and it ain't me. She feels like her relationship with Josh and her relationship with her mom, it's a lot alike. And she feels like she's never good enough. Girl, no wonder. No wonder your mama doesn't see anything wrong with the way that Josh behaves if they acting just alike. You know what? Some mamas think it's okay if y'all, as long as you making money and the man come home at night, that's all they think you need. I cannot wait until Elena realizes that she deserves so much more from all of her relationships. I'm not telling her to jump ship and leave her man. That's not what I'm saying. But it is clear that she is not happy. I have not heard one inkling of happiness from her since we've been introduced to her on this show. And she's so sweet. And she deserves love because I know she gives it. I know she does. So this right here just does not make any sense to me. But anywho, in the next scene, it's the day of Latoria's event where she's honoring the 20 women's. And they're all at this dinner. All the ladies start to arrive and they sit down and then they immediately begin. Roe was the first recipient of the award. And when she got up there, because I'm big on people's body language, I could tell that Roe was a little uncomfortable receiving her flowers. Girl, you better go get your things. You better go get your things. You deserve nice things. You deserve to be honored. You deserve to be seen. Okay, you've earned that. And I'm so happy that Latorria decided to honor you because I could tell that you have this level of uncomfortableness surrounded by your accomplishments. Girl, you better go up there and get your stuff, okay? Now, she did say that she felt honored because it means, that she's being seen and it helps her look back and realize that she is doing something. And is. Okay, you are doing something. Now, Elena was also recognized because, she's really making moves in the beauty industry. Y'all know we've been over there watching Divorced Sisters, and y'all know I've been reviewing it, okay? Now, it took a little bit of a hiatus because I don't know what Tyler doing over there. I don't think he wanted to run congruent with sisters or sisters. So sisters and divorced sisters cannot run at the same damn time. Plus, we got all the King's Men, and that's doing what it's doing. So I just feel like he needed to let one of the shows rest for a moment. And I said all that to say, Gigi, played by Kadeen, and Latoya Luckett, she also gets her makeup done, both of them, by Miss Elena. So Elena is really doing things. She's out on the BET red carpets doing faces. She is really moving and shaking in this beauty industry. I'm surprised she doesn't have and she may, and I may just not know. I'm surprised she doesn't have a makeup line, like actual brushes or something like that. If she does, I don't know, but that would be something good for her because, baby, she done beat the faces of some of the who's who. Okay. Now, again, I think that was a really great thing for her to honor the two of them. It shows that, they're really trying to form a sisterhood. You know how they love to say the sisterhood, child. So, baby, they all sit down. And Chloe brings up Shaniqua yet again. Ma'am, please leave that lady where she at. Nobody wants to be bothered. Not nobody. Chloe gonna say, would y'all be open to seeing Shaniqua again? I just feel like, would y'all be open? Labrina said, you should talk to her. Nobody else want to. Y'all, when I tell y'all that tickled me, baby, that tickled the hell out of me. I said, baby, not you should talk to her because nobody else want to. Girl, nobody want to talk about her at this nice event. I done just been honored and here she come. No, thank you. Now, Latorria said, she said she doesn't want to be around anybody that has to prove that they know her. She's like, anybody that's trying out hard to prove that they know me, yeah, that's a no. I know that's right. Chloe, that's your new friend. And child, not even the viewers want to hear from Shaniqua again. So please stop trying to make fetch happen. Please just stop it. In the next scene, Chloe is going over to Labrina's house for a little girl talk. So Labrina starts telling her about what's going on with her arrangement as far as her son is concerned. So she told her that basically the arrangement is not working for her because, her son's grades and things are starting to slip, and it's a lot of structure at her house, and he's not able to do the same things here that he does there. So as they're talking about structure, Chloe says, see, that's what I like, because I feel like I don't have a lot of structure in my house. So she realizes that because she didn't have that structure, she really has stopped paying attention to Nico, especially since he's an adult now. And she tells us that, she had Nico at 19. They did everything together. She even got her master's with her baby. He would be sitting right in the class with her as she took her courses because she was a young single mom. And so basically they grew up together. She feels like she forgot about him and gave her all to her daughters and basically parentified him. Because she needed help with the girls, she was grieving. He stepped in, and she regrets that now. So Labrina is like, well, have you even checked in with him? Because just like you going through it, he's going through it too. He may be going through it differently, but he's still going through it. Chloe, listen, what you have to understand is that changes were happening for all of y'all. It was not just you. It went from just being the two of y'all, okay? Then you found another person that came in and was there as a staple. Then he passed away, and then you had 2 daughters. Now he has 2 sisters that he has to be there for. He has a grieving mom, and as the man and as the boy, they try to pretend to be so tough so they can't really say how they feel. They can't really break down. That's a lot. It's a lot. All of y'all were going through something. So Labrina feels like, she needs to focus on her son's emotional needs, and I agree with that. Chloe feels like she has kind of distanced herself because she doesn't appreciate the path that he's going down. She don't want him to be no rapper. And she's trying to figure out how to get in his head. And like Labrina said, girl, do not get in his head. Don't worry about that. Be his mom. And at the end of the day, he's going to make the right decision. And Labrina is getting emotional because Chloe has her son there to tell that she actually loves him and she can fix things while she has him there to share it with. Because her, on the other hand, she has to share time with her son's dad, and she does not want things the way that they are, and it's causing a rift. So if you can fix it, fix it. So then Chloe brings up Jordan. Okay, y'all know that's the man she dating and whatnot, and how he created issues in the relationship that she has with her kids. So Labrina told her, well, he need to take a step back because your kids are the number one priority, okay? He need to be on the back burner. I know that's right. I am so happy that somebody was real with her and somebody actually said it. Girl, he needs to go. He already had too much to say when it came to Nico anyway, because we don't even know if you're going to be around. So I'm with Labrina. You need to take a step back from him. I feel like Labrina is really empathetic and she gives the ladies great advice. But Chloe, girl, you're going to need a therapist on speed dial. You need somebody outside of Labrina. And Jordan needs to be the least of your worries. You don't want to lose your son to the streets. I don't care if he is 24 years old. He can still be lost to the streets, especially getting mixed up in these studios and this nightlife. Houston is not the Houston that it was years ago. It's almost unrecognizable to me. It's a lot like Atlanta, and it's just not the same. So Chloe did say talking to Labrina made her realize so much. And she said that Jordan is on the back burner for now and Nico is at the forefront. Yes, girl, focus on repairing your relationship with your damn son. Jordan ain't for real anyway. And if he is for real, okay, he will support you nurturing your son at any age. Because these Houston streets are tough. Girl, have you seen the crime rate? You better be there for your child. Don't be worried about no damn Jordan. Now, she does say that she loves her son very much, which I can tell, because she's constantly worried about her relationship with her child. So I know she loves him. But Labrina was like, well, does he know you love him? She hasn't even told him that she loves him lately. Girl, forget that man and check in with your child. Okay, even though he's a grown child, you need to check in with him. And again, both of y'all need to get some therapy. Talk to somebody. He needs to download an unbiased party on his feelings, and you need to do the same. It's not too late. Okay, it is not. I feel like Labrina is the resident listening ear child. When they need to talk about something, they go straight on over there to that ranch. Moving forward. In the next scene, Chloe and her son actually go for lunch so they can talk. So she's telling him what Labrina said about how, she's been treating him. And she told him what Labrina said is true. But she feels like she forgot about him. And she also said that she's angry because she felt like he was supposed to be there for her. He was supposed to be taking care of her. And I was like, girl, that's the issue. You have relied so much on him for emotional support that you forgot that he's the actual damn child. He's not the adult in the situation. He's not the parent, shall I say, because he is an adult. He's not the parent. You are. Now, you recognizing that is a big thing, but I mean, at least you were being honest. And she brought up how, she had him taking care of the girls and he shouldn't be doing that. There was no reason that he should have been taken over as a caregiver because that's her job. He was like, well, mama, I didn't mind, but it was like I was grieving. I had the girls and I had to think about them. And I was just like, that's so sad. Because of how he had to step up, he didn't even get a chance to process his feelings. I feel bad for both of them. I really do. Moving forward. The great thing about all of this is that, Chloe, you are taking accountability. That is more than most parents do in a lifetime. Recognizing, reflecting, and correcting. And that's what he gonna remember. He gonna be like, you know what? My mama actually realized she was not doing the right thing, and we talked about it, and we fixed it. So that's what he's gonna remember. She's upset because in the confessional, she said she put him in the caretaker role, and she told him he doesn't need to be taking care of anyone. That's her job, but she doesn't know what she would do without him. Because she was so busy working, she felt like she just left him behind. She didn't have time to be worried about no kids and playing games and doing this and doing that because she was trying to work to provide for them. And she's feeling like a bad mom, but to be honest, a bad mom doesn't care. I'm sorry, they don't. A bad mom doesn't apologize, so you're not a bad mom. She did apologize to him, and he told her that, his mental health has improved because he was struggling. He was mentally struggling. He said he couldn't even go to the studio because of it. Now, she assured him that, no man is ever going to come between him and her or before him and his sisters. So as far as Jordan is concerned, that's on the back burner for now. And she's like, whatever you need me to do as far as your aspirations and your goals, if you want to be a rapper, go ahead and be a rapper. Okay. And what if that don't work out though? He was like, no, it's going to work out. It's going to work out. So she asked him what his plan was going to be. He said he's going to go into the studio. He's going to drop some beats. Y'all know I can't let that Real Housewives of Atlanta go. But no, he did say he was going to go in the studio and he was going to, make some music. He said he ain't got no plan B. This what he going to do. He said what he said and he ain't changing it. Now she told him, look, I'm willing to support you however I can do that. Even if it's investing in your career, just let me know what I need to do. And I'm sure just hearing I love you and that she supports his music, I know that made his day. I know they both feel so much better. Hell, I felt better and I ain't even in a relationship, okay? Because support is all you really need, especially from your parents. That's all you want. You just want to know that you're supported and know that you are heard. I feel like this was such a real and vulnerable conversation, and they're both doing this life thing for the first time. This is her first time being a mama when she had him, and that's his first time being a son when he was born. So they're going to be all right. Okay, they're going to be all right. Baby, but in this final scene, Chloe goes to meet with Shaniqua and Roe. So before Roe got there, Chloe was like, girl, what happened? And she said, well, Roe's energy was off from the jump. And so it kind of put her on the defense. So Roe comes walking up and she's like, look, I know I've grown because once you disrespect me, it's like you no longer exist. So this is like something new for me to go and try to just hear a person out. But, she trying to change and whatnot. I mean, I hear you, sis, but I don't see the issue with boundaries. If you do that to me now and I don't even know you, I'm straight. I'm sorry. I just can't pretend. And it's never going to really be no, I'm sorry. I just ain't going to be able to do it. So Roe comes on in. Once she sat down, Shaniqua starts to speak her speech about how, the printouts were really for Latorria, not for Roe, because she doesn't even know Roe. She said the thing was when Roe started responding and getting all hype about it and saying that she was weird, that's when it took a turn. So Roe was like, well, you know what? You calling me a bit and me calling you a weirdo, those are two totally different things. And let's not forget she called you big, sis. Let's not forget that. I mean, they both popped off. Don't get me wrong. They both were name calling. They both popped off. Let me put my educator hat on for a second. Both of you guys were calling names, but it was getting a little weirdo with the photocopies and whatnot. It was. And now Latorria don't even want to be around you. And this was all about you letting Latorria know that you know me. And really and truly, when I was watching this scene, I think that Shaniqua just wants to be a part. She wants to be a part of this show. And that's what this is. I mean, that's what it gave me. I just feel like she really wants to be a part of this show. Roe feels like, girl, why are you here if you're not going to take accountability? Now you trying to pin it on me because I said something about you being weird? Girl, gone. Ma'am, look, we're going to have to stick to what we're here for, because if we're not, then we're not going to make any progress. I just don't know why we're being subjected to this yet again, but here we are. Chloe, you going to keep on trying if you don't do nothing else. Moving forward. So then Shaniqua said, well, we didn't get off on the best start. We didn't have the best moment, Ro. Are we going to live to see one more? I was like, oh, child, I cannot stand that condescending tone, child. That would get on my nerves. Ro said she felt like, Shaniqua was basically bullying Latorria because she's the more softer spoken one in the group. And she's always going to be the one that bullies the bullies first. She don't play that. And she felt like the way that Shaniqua came at Latorria was kind of bully-like. So Shaniqua was like, well, I've also been bullied. So it was never that. I also have triggers as well. So then Chloe wants to know, okay, so where do we go from here? Ro is still a little bit apprehensive. She's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't trust it. Okay, because I'm leery. Everything I've been through, I had people lie on me, talk behind my back. Child, I have been through so much that I just don't trust people like that. And I say that's discernment. Sometimes people are just not your people. And not to be mean to Shaniqua, but I really would not see myself, even me, meshing well with her. It's just something about her disposition that doesn't sit well with mine. So sometimes people are just not your people, and that's okay. Now, Shaniqua also related to that because she said that she was always being picked on. She was tall, she was skinny. They would call her olive oil and things like that. And she realizes that maybe they do have things in common. And Rose said hearing her out made her see, everybody make mistakes and everybody has a story. Okay, we all go through something. Now, Shaniqua did apologize for calling her out of her name, and I thought that was really big. I did. Now, I felt like, Ro probably could have also said, okay, well, my bad for calling you a weirdo and whatnot. I could see how coming into a group of women that you don't really know, and one of them is saying that she doesn't know you, could make you feel a way if I out the gate am like, why do you keep popping up in our settings? So I can see how I made you feel like that as well. That could have just been something that she extended to her, but that has to be something that she wants to do. Now, I think we should just keep Shaniqua separate from the group for now, because this kind of got off to a rocky start. And I don't know if the other lady's going to want to be around her either. So I think this should be the last we see of Shaniqua. Okay. And she might just be one of those people. Y'all know them people that them, but when you see them coming, you just speak and go head on before they get on your nerves. That's Shaniqua. It's like, damn, here come Nick. She finna come over here and get to talking. Yeah, I got to go. Here comes Shaniqua. She seems like maybe that person. And everybody doesn't have to be BFFs. However, and it was a big step to actually sit down and hash it out without turning it into something. Because that's something we rarely see on TV. All of these conversations on this episode were so real and raw. There was no action. There was no contrived mess. There was no let's call and have this person say this. It's just so real to me. It's like they picked up a camera and said, y'all start talking. So what happened? And they compiled it all together and made a show. That's the kind of TV I like. Now, don't you help us get to acting crazy season 2. Okay? Because I'm just going to speak into existence that y'all are going to get a season 2. My numbers on YouTube don't lie. And according to my analytics behind the scenes, you ladies are doing well. So season 2, hopefully you guys come back and you can come back even stronger. And then we'll see what I was doing. But that was the end of the episode. Show your comment down below. Tell me exactly what you thought about this episode if you happen to watch. Okay? If you happen to watch, then let me know what you think. Do you think that Roe and Shaniqua could potentially be friends? Did you think that the conversation that Chloe had with her son was effective? What do you think about Labrina wanting her son to come home versus going between two homes? What do you think about Elena not having support from her mother or her husband? Baby, that is a fool. Anywho, y'all comment down below. I'm going to comment back and I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.